There's a certain stereotype in Hollywood when it comes to famous couples. Essentially, it's that their relationships don't last very long. Celebrity marriages have been known to end after a mere 72 days after all, and all too often, relationships that people look to as examples of love, like Channing and Jenna Dewan Tatum and Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, dissolve, leaving fans questioning if love exists. However, there are some who have survived, couples who have made it last in Hollywood. Who are these couples? Take a look at these 20 couples for inspiration and reassurance that romance is not dead. Gloria Estefan and Emilio Estefan, 45 years. What is the longest celebrity marriage? Gloria and Emilio Estefan have been married for 45 years, making theirs the longest-known Hollywood marriage. The musical icons first met at a jam session with mutual friends in 1975, when Gloria was 17 and Emilio was 22. They began as friends, and a few weeks later they reconnected at a wedding and decided to form a band together. Their first date followed later that year, and Gloria has always said that Emilio was her first and only boyfriend. Gloria and Emilio Estefan tied the knot on September 2, 1978. Since then, they've shared a lifetime of adventures as both spouses and business partners. They have 2 children together and have expanded their careers by opening hotels and restaurants, launching charitable foundations, publishing children's books, and, of course, writing music. When Gloria was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in June 2023, she expressed her deep love for Emilio in her acceptance speech. After 48 years together, I love you more deeply than when we began this crazy, exciting, surprising, and oftentimes terrifying epic life together. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, 40 years. Although Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn were never technically married, they have been together since 1983, making their relationship one of the longest in Hollywood. The iconic actors first met on a movie set in 1968, but a 6-year age difference and a reluctance to date within the industry kept them apart. They reconnected 15 years later during an audition and have been inseparable ever since. Goldie and Kurt have raised a blended family together. Kurt brought his son Boston from a previous marriage, and Goldie had her children Oliver and Kate Hudson from a past relationship. Together, they welcomed their son Wyatt in 1986. Interestingly, the couple believes the key to their long-lasting relationship is precisely because they never got married. Although they sparked wedding rumors in 1989, those reports were ultimately false. When asked about their decision not to marry in a 2023 interview with CNN, Goldie said, "Why should we get married? Isn't that a better question? I like the idea that I can wake up in the morning and make decisions every day if I want to be here." She continued, "Ultimately, staying independent with independent thinking is important, so you can hold on to yourself and actually have that feeling." Pauletta and Denzel Washington, 40 years. Denzel and Pauletta Washington first met on a film set in 1977, but it wasn't until a few months later, at a party, that they really got to know each other. After several proposals, Denzel says it took 2 tries, Pauletta insists it was 3, they got engaged and married in June 1983. In 2023, they proudly celebrated their 40th wedding anniversary. Pauletta took a break from her entertainment career to raise their 4 children, some of whom are now following in their parents' footsteps. When Denzel accepted the American Film Institute's Life Achievement Award in 2019, he gave major credit to his wife for her pivotal role in his career and life. "I would not be alive without Pauletta Washington," he said. Oprah and Stedman Graham, 37 years. Oprah and her longtime partner, Stedman Graham, have been together for nearly 40 years. They met in 1986, the same year the Oprah Winfrey Show debuted on television. Stedman made a surprise appearance on the show in 1987, and by 1992, the couple announced their engagement. However, they never ended up tying the knot. Despite the change of plans, Oprah and Stedman remained together. Much like Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, they believed that not getting married was the right choice for their relationship. Oprah shared with Vogue, "The only time I brought it up was when I said to Stedman, what would have happened if we had actually gotten married? And the answer is, we wouldn't be together. We would not have stayed together because marriage requires a different way of being in this world." Tyrus and Ingrid Rink, 10 years together. Ingrid is currently married to the renowned American wrestler Tyrus. Despite being together for a significant period before tying the knot, many still refer to Ingrid Rink as Tyrus' long-term girlfriend. Although they frequently made public appearances together and eventually moved in together, they kept their relationship under wraps. As a result, it was challenging to ascertain whether they were married or not. However, Tyrus unveiled their true marital status on April 26, 2020, when he tweeted, "Married for years but officially gave her a real proposal. It's never too late to make things right. This woman is my everything, and she deserves the world, and it's my honor she chose me, the love of my life. Anyone that knows her knows green." Tyrus and Ingrid have one child together, Georgie Jane Murdoch. She was born on 7th of May 2014 and is currently 9. Ingrid shared a touching message on her Instagram, praising her daughter for her excellent coordination while working out. "My beautiful girl has discovered how good free movement without competition or judgment can feel, and I'm so blessed to be able to involve her in the Rink routine. And true to this brand, we don't edit photos or have makeup hair teams because we want to bring forth falling in love with the girl you see in the mirror every day, not just your put-together days." Kevin Bacon and Kyra Sedgwick, 35 years. Kevin Bacon and Kyra Sedgwick have one of Hollywood's longest-lasting marriages, celebrating 35 years together. Their meet-cute could be straight out of a movie. The two first crossed paths in 1978 when Kevin, starring in an off-Broadway play in New York City, was approached by a fan and her brother. That fan was none other than Kyra Sedgwick. They officially met again in 1987 while filming Lemon Sky, and by the end of that year, they were engaged. Kyra and Kevin married on September 4, 1988. They have 2 children and have shared the screen in numerous movies and TV shows. Reflecting on their 35-year marriage in 2023, the couple shared their secret to a lasting relationship. "We've always been each other's biggest supporters and fans," Kyra told People. Kevin added, "To me, walking down the street together just shooting in the middle of the night still feels like a nice place to be." Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks, 35 years. Like many couples on our list of longest celebrity marriages, Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks met on a film set. They crossed paths while filming ABC's Bosom Buddies in 1981. Though Tom was married at the time, they quickly hit it off. By 1986, they made their red carpet debut as a couple. 2 years later, Tom and Rita tied the knot and began their journey together. In addition to raising 2 sons, this Hollywood power couple has left a significant mark on the industry. Beyond starring in films together, they've become a successful production duo. Fun fact, they teamed up to produce the My Big Fat Greek Wedding movie franchise. Celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary in April 2023, Rita tweeted a photo of a yellow anniversary cake, writing, "35 years of marriage, April 30th, 1988. Love is everything." Brad and George Takei, 35 years. Brad and George Takei have one of the longest celebrity relationships, but they kept it private for many years. The Star Trek actor first saw his future husband, a finance journalist, at an LGBTQ+ nightclub in the 1980s. George made the first move by asking Brad to help him train for a marathon, and they quickly fell in love. For years, they kept their romance private out of fear that it could cost George his career. "There we were, living together and not being able to share that with the rest of the world," he told. The big issue in 2016. I had to stay silent on the subject which mattered most to me. George publicly came out in 2005 and confirmed his 18-year romance with Brad. One day after the California Supreme Court lifted its ban on gay marriage in May 2008, he announced his intention to marry his longtime partner. Brad and George Takei officially wed on September 14, 2008. When asked by Out in New Jersey about their enduring relationship, George gave a candid response. "It really isn't a secret," he said in 2019. "In any marriage, there is give and take. At first, there is lust, and it turns into love, then it turns into comfort, especially when you have been together for 33 years. It's making the loving compromises." Cindy Crawford and Rande Gerber, 25 years. Did you know that one of the longest Hollywood marriages had its beginnings at a wedding? Model Cindy Crawford and businessman Rande Gerber first met at her agent's wedding in the early 1990s. Even though they were both in relationships with other people at the time, they struck up a friendship. When those relationships ended, they found love with each other. Cindy Crawford and Rande Gerber celebrated their love with a beautiful, intimate destination wedding in the Bahamas on May 29, 1998. Their son, Presley, was born in 1999, followed by their daughter, Kyra, in 2001. Reflecting on their love story in 2017, the supermodel shared what has kept their bond strong over the years. "Throughout our marriage, we've always made time to just be together, whether it's a walk on the beach or a weekend away," she told People. "We laugh with each other and truly respect each other's opinions. Even when we disagree, I'm curious to understand his perspective because I respect him enough to listen, and he does the same for me." Pat Sajak and Leslie Brown, 31 years together. The beloved host of Wheel of Fortune has been happily married for more than 3 decades to Leslie, who works as a photographer. Although they first met in California back in 1988, their initial encounter didn't spark a connection. However, they stayed in touch, and over time, their friendly conversations blossomed into something more romantic. Since tying the knot in 1989, Leslie has been a steadfast source of support for Pat, standing by him through health challenges and the highs and lows of his career. Together, they epitomize the essence of a strong and enduring marriage. Kathie Lee Gifford and Frank Gifford, 28 years together. Kathie Lee Gifford and Frank Gifford not only shared the same birthday, but also shared a significant portion of their lives together. They exchanged vows in October 1986, when Frank was 56 years old, and Kathie Lee was 33. Despite their age difference, they remained committed to each other, spending the next 28 years together. Frank, who transitioned from being an athlete for the New York Giants to a television commentator, passed away in 2015 at the age of 84. By that time, he and Kathie Lee had already welcomed 2 children. Kathie Lee continued to host the Today Show until 2019, returning to the set as a guest 1 year later. David and Victoria Beckham, 24 years. When talking about enduring celebrity marriages, we can't forget to mention Posh and Bex. Victoria and David Beckham, though they grew up in neighboring London towns, officially crossed paths at a soccer game in 1997. Their initial meeting was brief, but they spent more time together at another match the following week. By the end of their conversation, Victoria boldly wrote her number on a train ticket, a keepsake that David still cherishes to this day. Their son Brooklyn was born in March 1999, and just a few months later, in July, the new parents celebrated their love with a lavish wedding at a castle in Ireland. Over the years, they welcomed 3 more children into their family. Fast forward to their 24th anniversary in 2023, Victoria took to Instagram to share a heartwarming post. "Still holding hands and still laughing, with you, not just at you," she captioned a series of photos. "I love you so much, Mariska Hargitay and Peter Herman, 19 years. Mariska Hargitay, renowned for her portrayal of the beloved Olivia Benson, had a fateful encounter with her husband right on the set of Law and Order, SVU. Peter Herman was brought in as a guest star for the popular drama series back in 2002, and sparks flew instantly. Mariska vividly recalls her initial reaction upon seeing him on the Drew Barrymore show, where she thought, "Who is that Clark Gable Superman guy that I need to marry today?" Her gut feeling was spot on. The couple exchanged vows on August 28, 2004, in Santa Barbara, California. Their family expanded with the birth of their son in 2006, followed by the adoption of 2 more children in 2011, just 4 months apart. Reflecting on their enduring marriage in June 2019, Peter attributed their success to laughter. "I never thought I would have this much laughter in my life," he expressed to People. Not just actual laughter, but also the way that Mariska is just the embodiment of laughter, of joy. Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa, 28 years together. The story of Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa, transitioning from on-screen chemistry to lifelong partners, is quite remarkable. It all began when they were cast together in the production of All My Children. Despite their roles, their connection went beyond scripted lines, and they started dating as soon as filming commenced. Could it be called love at first sight? Well, it certainly seems so. Mark and Kelly opted for a simple wedding ceremony in 1996, precisely 1 year later. While their decision might have seemed impulsive, it's evident that they didn't rush into it without careful consideration. Their enduring 28-year relationship speaks volumes about their commitment and devotion to each other. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, 17 years. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, both hailing from Australia, crossed paths at a gala in 2005 and tied the knot the following year in Sydney. Keith, the Grammy-winning country singer, expressed to CBS News in 2016 that meeting Nicole and marrying her wasn't just life-changing, but rather felt like the start of a whole new chapter in life. Following their intimate wedding, Nicole played a pivotal role in supporting Keith through his battle with alcohol abuse, organizing an intervention and initiating his journey to sobriety. Alongside raising their children from previous relationships, the couple welcomed 2 daughters together in 2008 and 2010. Reflecting on finding love later in life, Nicole shared with Gayle King in a 2022 interview, "Meeting him later in life has been the greatest blessing. He's the best thing that's ever happened to me." Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, 15 years. Completing our list of enduring celebrity unions are Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, who have shared 15 years together. The iconic talk show host initially met the actress backstage at a concert in 2001, although Portia had not publicly come out at that time. It wasn't until 3 years later that they reconnected and began their romantic journey. Their relationship became public knowledge in 2005, and in 2008, they joyfully announced their engagement. The couple exchanged vows in the serene setting of their Los Angeles home's backyard on August 16, 2009. Celebrating their 15-year milestone in 2023, Ellen took to social media to express her heartfelt sentiments. Alongside a captivating Instagram photo of them aboard a yacht, she wrote, "To my wife of 15 years, I fall more in love with you every day. My life is blessed because you're in it. Happy anniversary." Chris Cuomo and Christina Grieven Cuomo, 19 years together. The combination of a television journalist and a magazine editor seems like a perfect match. According to reports, Chris and Christina are exceptionally close companions. They tied the knot in 2001 and have since welcomed 3 lovely children into their lives. Interestingly, Christina arrived a bit late to their wedding in Southampton. While some speculated it might have been a runaway bride scenario, the truth was she encountered difficulty while trying to put on her stunning Oscar de la Renta gown. It was a memorable start to their relationship. Jeff Bridges and Susan Geston, 47 years together. Jeff Bridges comes from a family rich in acting talent, and he effortlessly embodies each role thanks to his innate abilities. When he received an Oscar in 2009 for his exceptional talent, he credited his longtime partner, Susan. Their relationship began during a filming trip in Montana, where they first met through a mutual acquaintance. Shortly after, they started dating and decided to tie the knot during the same week in 1977 when Jeff proposed to Susan. While Jeff has received numerous accolades for his acting career, his marriage has brought him an incomparable joy. 3 daughters, Tom Selleck and Jilly Mack, 30 years together. Tom was utterly captivated by Jilly and her performance in the musical Cats that he found himself unable to look away. Upon seeing her, he wasted no time in extending an invitation, and their relationship blossomed rapidly thereafter. Eventually, Jilly made the decision to relocate to Hawaii to be closer to Tom, solidifying their bond. They were soon spotted together, walking the red carpet and gracing the pages of various publications. In a moment of spontaneity, the couple decided to elope and secretly tied the knot in 1987. Since then, Tom has shifted his focus away from the limelight, opting instead to prioritize spending time with his wife and daughter. He purchased a sprawling 65-acre ranch, where he now enjoys a quieter life away from the constant glare of cameras. Juan Williams and Susan DeLeese, 42 years together. Unlike her husband, Susan DeLeese prefers to keep a low profile. Since their marriage in 1978, the couple has been blessed with 2 grandchildren. Susan and Juan have 3 children together, 2 sons and a daughter. While Juan has built a career as a political commentator, contributing to esteemed publications like The Washington Post and serving as an associate on The 5 Show, Susan's professional background remains largely undisclosed. Juan's success in his field has allowed him to amass a fortune of $2 million. Despite their public differences, Juan and Susan continue to share a private life together. Naga Munchetty and James Hager, 16 years together. Naga Munchetty, a prominent television host, is well known for her contributions to BBC Breakfast. Beyond her work on this show, she has also made significant contributions to other BBC programs, such as BBC World News and the afternoon program Working Lunch. Apart from her hosting skills, Naga is also musically talented, playing the trumpet and piano. Despite her busy schedule, she manages to maintain a decent 9-stroke handicap in golf. In her personal life, Naga has found success in her romantic relationship with James Hager, an ITV broadcast consultant, whom she married in 2007. Despite working for different networks, they have successfully balanced their personal and professional lives. Naga even showcased her competitive side by participating in the celebrity catchphrase competition in 2021. Wolf Blitzer and Lynn Greenfield, 47 years together. Wolf Blitzer has been a familiar face on CNN for decades, highlighting his importance to the network. His dedication to humanitarian causes has earned him numerous accolades, including the prestigious Journalist Pillar of Justice Award and an Emmy, among others, recognizing his significant contributions to journalism. This level of recognition is impressive, even for a seasoned journalist like him. Despite his frequent presence in the media spotlight, Wolf's personal life, particularly his marriage to Lynn Greenfield, remains relatively private. Nevertheless, the fact that they have been together for over 4 decades suggests that they are deeply content with each other. It seems that this couple simply prefers to keep their private lives away from public scrutiny. Ted Danson and Mary Steenburgen, 28 years. After crossing paths at an audition in 1983, actors Ted Danson and Mary Steenburgen found love while working together on the set of Pontiac Moon in 1985. They exchanged vows in Martha's Vineyard on October 7, 1995. Throughout their marriage, they've blended their families, raising their 4 children from previous marriages while collaborating on various projects. In 2023, the Knot had an exclusive conversation with Mary Steenburgen ahead of the release of her film, Book Club, The Next Chapter. Reflecting on her wedding 28 years prior, she shared, "I still have my wedding dress from when Ted and I got married." She described the dress, mentioning its design featuring 6 violet flowers on the bodice, one for herself, her husband, and each of their children. I haven't tried it on for a long time, but I think it would fit, she added. When asked if she would change anything about their big day, she simply replied, I would wear that again. Same husband, same dress. Faith Hill and Tim McGraw, 27 years. Faith Hill and Tim McGraw, rising stars in the country music scene, first crossed paths at a Nashville gig for emerging industry talent in 1994. 2 years later, Faith joined Tim as an opening act on his tour, and within months, Tim proposed to her on stage. The couple surprised everyone with a wedding at his aunt's house on October 6, 1996, and eventually welcomed 3 daughters together. As they approached their 27th wedding anniversary in 2023, Tim spoke candidly to Entertainment Tonight Canada about the secret to their enduring marriage. We made a commitment early on, when we decided to get married and have kids, that we wouldn't just walk out the door when problems arose, he shared. Mavis Leno and Jay Leno, 38 years together. While Jay is widely recognized for his passion for automobiles, his wife Mavis has always been his true love and primary devotion. Over the course of 38 years, their bond has remained strong since they first met in 1976, while Jay was performing at a comedy store. Reflecting on their early days, Jay revealed that he only decided to marry Mavis to bolster his insurance coverage. Their advice for nurturing a lasting relationship is simple. Prioritize mutual admiration and recognize that few things are worth fighting over. Lester Holt and Carol Hagan, 40 years together. Since the year 2000, Lester Holt, one of America's most esteemed correspondents, has been the primary news anchor for NBC News. His extensive experience includes hosting various programs, such as NBC Nightly News from 2007 to 2015, and Dateline NBC since 2011. Additionally, he co-hosted Weekend Today from 2003 to 2015. Lester met Carol Hagan, a flight attendant, in 1982, and they tied the knot soon after. Currently residing in Manhattan, they enjoy a happy life with their 2 sons, Estefan Holt and Cameron Holt. According to Lester, the key to their long-lasting marriage is their ability to share laughter. As we've delved into the captivating stories of some of Hollywood's longest celebrity marriages, it's evident that love truly knows no bounds in the world of fame. From chance encounters on movie sets to enduring partnerships built on trust and laughter, these couples have weathered the storms of stardom together. Now we want to hear from you. Which celebrity love story resonates with you the most, and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating content about the longest celebrity marriages in Hollywood.